This is Calvin Castine with Northeastern Clinton Central School. It's Groundhog Day, and I'm standing here with Mr. Mike Fay, and we're not looking at our shadows.
This is the North Country. There's not going to be a shadow for a long time. And we're here for CVAC Junior Varsity basketball action between the visiting Knights from Seton Catholic and the Northeastern Cougars. For Seton, number 3, Josh Calden. Number 5, Corey Corrado. 11, Eric Dubé. 12, Rob DeCamp. Trying to keep an eye on the action. 13, Ryan Carey. 14, Brian Facto. And as I'm saying that, Ryan Carey scores the first 2 points of the game. Seton up 2-0. 14, Brian Facto. 20, Travis Zedek. And these guys aren't going to let me get finished. They're going to keep scoring. Travis Zedek, number 20. 21, Matt Monette. 22, Curtis Verkey. 31, Jason Keeble. 32, Josh Harika. And 33, Dave Hall. Rebounded by Willett. He's got Sweenar breaking long. Sweenar goes up for the shot, and it's good. Randy Sweenar. Cougars line up: number 10, Chris McComb. 12, Josh Gooley. 14, Connor McManus. 20, Danny Davison. 22, Kevin Carney. 24, Ross Lucy. 32, Dustin Marr. 34, Jason Ankowiak. 42, Jarrett Carey. 44, Matt Morelli. 50, Matt Willett. 54, Randy Sweenar. And 30, Nate Castine. Cougars coached by Randy LeBombard. Scorekeeper is Natalie Aintill. The Knights are coached by Chuck Corrado. Refs for tonight's game, Bernie Quinn and Steve Chris. Cougars won the first game of the season. The last game against Ticonderoga, 65-59, a very exciting time for the JV squad. Cougars started tonight's contest with Marr, Carden, Davidson, Sweenar, and Willett. Inbound pass was stolen by Ryan Carey. He goes up for 2, and he's fouled by Matt Willett, his first. And Carey on the line to shoot one. The Knights started with Eric Dubé, number 11, Brian Facto, 14, Ryan Carey on the line to shoot one. Matt Monette, number 21, rebounded by Marr, and number 5, Corey Corrado. Willett underneath for Sweenar, threw his hands out of bounds, and the Knights will get the ball. Score is 4-4 with 5:53 remaining in this first period. Monette brings the ball down for the Knights to Corrado. Underneath for Facto, he shoots, and it's good. Brian Facto, his first 2 points of the game. Knights lead 6-4. Carnan up for Marr. Marr has Sweenar wide open underneath. He waited a little bit too long for the pass. Sweenar no good with the shot, and rebounded by Dubé. Outlet, fast break for the Knights. Corrado couldn't penetrate, passes it back for Monette. Facto. Nice pass underneath. Excellent pass, and Eric Dubé doesn't miss. Timeout called by NCCS. Seton 8, Cougars 4. 5:09 remaining in the first period. Inbound to Carden. Cougars needed that timeout to get themselves back together. Marr back to Carden. Davidson with his jump shot, and it's good. Danny Davidson, his first 2 points of the game. 8-6. Knights lead by 2. Monette, nice pass. And it's blocked, but foul is called. Eric Dubé. Randy Sweenar with his first personal foul. Dubé will shoot 2. Short on the first one. Second one, nothing but net. Dubé now with 3 points. And the Knights with a 3-point lead, 9-6. Marr drives and shoots, no good. Taken by Dubé. To Monette. Monette goes all the way, and it's good. 11-6, Knights by 5. The Seton club is really hustling. Marr.
I was impressed with the Seton team the first time these two clubs met, Mike.
They appear well coached, and they don't make many mistakes. Kevin Carnair with his first personal foul. I didn't do the play-by-play on the game down in Seton, but I remember watching. I got there a little late. I remember watching before the varsity game, and they're well coached and it's a very determined club. Facto's good on his first.
They're predominantly sophomores, so most of them will be moving up, and the Seton varsity is starting to come on as we're taping this. I think they're 5-6 after a slow start.
Facto good on the second. Excuse me. Hopefully my cold will let me continue tonight. Stolen. Bodies flying all over the place. And Carey comes up with the ball. Stripped by Marr. To Willett. Back to Marr. Just inside the foul line, no good. Sweenar, nice rebound.
There's a useless foul right there. As we're taping this, Mike, last evening, a fantastic come-from-behind victory for the Northeastern varsity girls at Seton against the Seton Catholic girls in a very well-played game all around. And handling the play-by-play, it was Lane Tremblay, and he was assisted last night by Sean Leclerc. Those guys did a heck of a job. Not as good as you and I do, but, you know, still doing it out.
I'll be looking forward to seeing that on hometown cable. Nice pass underneath. Good defense by Nate Castine to cut off his lane.
That game will be long gone by the time this is shown, because we're going to be holding up the JVs as much as possible because we've got so many varsity games to get on. We'll be holding up the JVs and modified to try to keep current with the varsity.
The last pass was deflected by Sweenar to Willett. Traveling cold on Willett. 13-6 is the score. Seton with the ball. Facto. Underneath for Carey. Carey, no place to go. Back to Facto. He's got the shot from there, and he hits it. Brian Facto now with 6 points.
Brian Facto from Shazy.
The Knights pulling away slowly but surely. Castine with a 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Corrado. As I said, Knights slowly but surely pulling away from the Cougars, 15-6. And they're not missing. Matt Monette now has 4 first-half points. It's 17-6. Knights by 11. Davidson drives, shoots, is good, and he's fouled.
Cougars need to come down and set up an offense and not rush the shots.
Number 11, Eric Dubé with his first personal foul. Travis Zedek into the game to replace Corey Corrado. And I see Ross Lucy out there, and he replaced Nate Castine. Davidson good, now with 5 first-half points.
Last time down the floor, Castine came down and took that 3-point shot with nobody underneath, and I'm sure Coach Lombard pointed out the error of doing something like that. If you take a 3-point shot, at least make sure you got some rebounders underneath. And
now Nate and Dustin Marr back into the game to replace Danny Davidson and Kevin Cardam. Knights with the ball. Monette over for Facto. Monette with the shot. Left-handed shot is good. Matt Monette now with 6 points. 19-9. Knights by 10 with 1:48 remaining in the first period. Marr to Sweenar. Sweenar with the shot. No good. Marr with the rebound. Back to Lucy. To Marr.
Seton in a zone, 2-3 zone.
Ouellette's shot is good. Matt Ouellette now with 4 points. Offensive foul on Matt Monette. He threw an elbow. And the Cougars will get the ball. Ouellette out, replaced by Connor McManus. And Nate Castine to inbound. Marr. Bounce pass telegraphed and intercepted by Facto. Facto having trouble controlling it, but he eventually does. 1:04 remaining in the opening period, 19-11 the score. To Facto. Defended by Lucy. Facto, nice drive, he misses it. Rebounded by Sweenar, outlet to Lucy. Lucy, a nice cross-handed dribble. Tried a bounce pass and it's kicked by Zedek. And the Cougars will keep possession.
Northeast needs another bucket here to close that gap a little bit. If they can get it down to 6, as he just did with a shot by Lucy.
Ryan Ross Lucy with a nice closes the gap to 6 points at 19-13. Monette. No good. Facto with the rebound. No good. And Eric Dubé now with 5 first half points. 15 seconds remaining. Lucy.
Seton's getting too many rebounds, Michael. I think that second and third effort, you got to box out and keep him away from there.
Lucy into Sweenar, passes intercepted by Carey. Shot is no good. Shot was good, but too late. And that's where the first period will end, with the Knights leading 21-13.
Neither team with any cheerleaders, so it's awfully quiet in here. A very small crowd for the early part of the evening in this early part of the JV game. Hopefully by the time the varsity gets close to starting, we'll have a few more folks here.
We're going to start the second period. Cougars in possession. Marr to Lucy. McManus.
Seton in a man-to-man defense now.
Back to Lucy. Good defense by the Knights. They're not leaving anybody open. McManus with the shot off the front. He gets his own rebound, goes right back up with it. No good. Sweenar. And he's good.
That time the Cougars were able to get a couple of rebounds and it paid off. That time the offense gets that second and third shot.
3 seconds called on the Knights. Cougars will get it back. 21-15 is the score. I noticed on that last shot, the Knights were hollering to each other as they're playing, no foul, no foul. So I don't know how deep the Seton team is, but they don't want their 5 or 6 players, the 5 starters and the 6th man, they don't want them to get in any kind of foul trouble. And that could be because they're not a very deep team. I don't know.
Well, it could be they just don't want to foul. They want to play tight defense and not get in the habit of fouling. You see a lot of kids who play tight defense, and by the time the third quarter comes around, they've got 4 fouls on them already. You got to learn how to play defense without picking up the fouls. And JV is the place to learn.
Monette, he has the shot. Rebounded nicely by Castine. He saves it. Marr comes away with it. Long pass down for Lucy over his head. Picked up by Dubé. It's a shame. It's a waste of a good rebound and a fine effort. Castine goes down. The Knights come away with the ball, but he stepped on the out-of-bounds line, and that'll turn it over to the Cougars. Willett back in the game to replace Swinar. Carnan getting ready to come back in, and he'll replace Lucy. Marr controls for the Cougars. To Castine. McManus. Bounce pass to Carnan. Outside for Castine. Castine into Willett. Willett with the shot off the front of the rim. No good. He gets his own rebound. No good. And Carey comes away with it. Off to Monette. Long pass down for Facto. He's got the jump shot. No good. Rebounded nicely by Castine. Castine needs some help. Up for Willett. Underneath for Cardan. He can't control it. And Carey comes away with it. Nice pass up for Facto. He misses the layup. Rebounded by Marr. Marr to Cardan. He can't control. And Carey comes up again. Nice bounce pass to Facto. And he doesn't miss on that one. 8 first half points for Brian Facto. And the Knights with a 23-15 lead, 5:14 remaining in the second period. And after that timeout, Cougars in possession. And Cardan called for traveling. We got Chris McComb, Jason Ankowiak in the game for the Cougars, along with Willett, Cardan, and Castine. David Hall in for the Knights, also Rob DeCamp. Corey Corrado, Brian Facto, and Matt Monette. Corrado over for Monette. Monette drawing the defense over onto the right side. And that opens up Facto. Facto with a 2-point. No good. Rebounded by Castine. Outlet from McComb. He's got a man underneath. He couldn't see him. To Willett. McComb finally comes away with it, and Corrado comes away with his second personal foul.
Corrado and Nick Fortunatus from Beekmantown went over to Europe a year ago with some kind of a traveling team from the U.S.
It must have been very exciting for a young guy. Inbound to McComb. Davidson into the game to replace Castine. Cardan.
Probably be exciting for an old guy.
3 seconds called before Ankowiak could get his shot away. And the Knights in control. 23-15 the score. Knights by 8. 4:20 remaining in the second period. DeCamp called for traveling. Cardan.
Officials doing a nice job so far, I think, of catching not just the fouls, but the little things too, the traveling in the 3 seconds. And doing a nice job. We don't always say that when poor Bernie's out there. And when he's doing a good job, I think we ought to mention that.
Inside to Willett. Willett tries to shoot. It's called for traveling.
Don't know what he had in mind. Looked like he had a position where he could get the shot off, and almost like he decided to pass at the last second, then at the next split second decided to shoot again.
Monette back to Corrado. Monette in the corner underneath. Shot is short. Last shot by Dave Hall. Swinar back in the game to replace Ankowiak. And that last foul on Rob DeCamp, number 12. That's his first. The inbound was deflected, but before Facto could get it, it went back out of bounds. Cougars will do it again. Willett to Cardan. Over for McComb. McComb to Swinar. He's got the shot from the foul line. No good. Tip to Willett. Willett turns and shoots. Too hard. No good. Swinar with the rebound. And he's good. Randy Swinar now with 6 first half points. 23-17 the score. Knights by 6.
If Bob Ben were here, he would have pointed out that last trip down, the error of Matt Willett's way there. When he got that ball, he automatically put it to the floor for that one dribble. And it's a bad habit to get into. You don't always need that dribble, and you should do it only if you absolutely need it. And he didn't particularly need that dribble that time. He just did it without even giving it a thought. It just came automatically.
And that last inbound was thrown over the head of Chris McComb, taken by the Knights, and they presently control. 2:48 remaining in the second period. 23-17 the score. A 3-point attempt, and good by Matt Manette. That's the first 3-pointer of the game. Manette now with 9 points. 26-17. That's a big 3-pointer. Swinar. Bounce pass to Carnan. Davidson, he wanted that 3-point shot. Manette wouldn't give him any room. Davidson drives and shoots. It's good. Danny Davidson with 7 first half points. Corrado got the long pass, and he's fouled. And Chris McComb comes away with his first personal foul. And that's the team's 4th.
Mar back in, replaces Carden.
Facto. No place to go, gives it off to Corrado. Back to Manette. Corrado with a 3-point shot. And it's good. Corey Corrado. The Knights lead back to 10, 29-19. I don't know what was going on, but there was a lot of bodies flying. Cougars will end up with the ball. Last touch by Brian Facto.
Seton's out hustling the Cougars. They're going to the ball. Northeastern is not.
On both offense and defense. There's a telegraph pass, intercepted by DeCamp. He drives, and it's blocked by Mankowiak. Swinar, I'm sorry. Randy Swinar with a great block, and the Knights will keep the ball. Jared Carey into the game for the Cougars. Monette could have been called for traveling, but a nice shot. Monette now with 11 first half points. Carey underneath the Swinar. Nice pass, nice basket. Excellent pass by Jared Carey to Swinar all by himself. And he made no mistake about that easy shot. Monette, no good. Rebounded by Marv. 1:09 remaining in the second period.
On the dribble with your head up, Mike, those things can happen. You can see the open man and get it to him, and that's what Carey did that last trip down.
Swinar. Back to Davidson, over to Carey. Nice pass underneath for Swinar. He shoots.
May have,
long pass down for Corrado. He shoots. Or that was a pass, rather, to DeCamp. He can't do anything with it. Corrado gets it again. It's a 3-point shot, and it's good.
With the hot fingers.
Corey Corrado now with 6 points, both on 3-pointers. 30 seconds remaining, 34-21. Knights by 13, Swinar. Had Carey momentarily underneath, but he couldn't get the ball to him. Out to Willett. Davidson, 11 seconds to Swinar. Bounce pass to Marr, up, no good. Rebounded by the Knights. Facto. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. No good. And that's the way we'll end the first half of play, with the Knights leading 34-21.
It's halftime on this Groundhog Day 1994. Time for our favorite part of the program, our halftime report. Lovely and talented Cougar scorekeeper Natalie Engtel. Did you go out and find any groundhogs today, Natalie?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? No. How do you know if we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter?
I don't know.
Don't know. You're going to have to wait and find out, huh?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day?
No.
It's very funny. I was very impressed with it. You ought to look it up one of these days, and I think you'll enjoy it. You ready for the halftime report?
Yeah.
Okay, take it away.
For NCCS, Chris McComb has 1 foul. Danny Davison has 7 points. Kevin Carden has 1 foul. Ross Lucy has 2 points. Matt Willett has 1 foul, 4 points. And Randy Schweinier has 1 foul, 8 points. For Seton, Corey Corrado has 2 fouls, 6 points. Eric Dubé has 1 foul, 5 points. Rob DeCamp has 1 foul. Brian Facto has 8 points. Travis Sedek has 1 foul. And Matt Manette has 1 foul, 11 points.
That concludes our halftime report and our trip through the stands. We'll be back with more CVAC junior varsity action in just a moment. Our thanks to the lovely and talented Natalie Engtel.
And we're ready for the second half. Seton in possession. Monette to Facto. And Monette back with the ball again, top of the key. To Facto. Pick set, man underneath, number 13, Carey with the shot, no good. Rebounded by Willett. Outlet to Carden. Carden, nice pass underneath for Marr. But it was deflected out of bounds by Facto. The Cougars will keep the ball. Knights outscored the Cougars 21-13 in the first period and 13-8 in the second for that 34-21 halftime lead. Davidson, no good. Rebounded by Monette. He's got Facto on his left. Gets the ball to him. Facto called. Oh, I thought he called him for travel, and he called Dustin Marr for his first personal foul. That looked like incidental contact to me. Facto back to Corrado.
He was reaching around, and the ref may have thought that caused the traveling, and without the traveling, he may not have called it. It's tough to say. It's a tough call.
Underneath for Dubé, back out from Monette. Monette almost lost it. Corralled the ball and got it back out to Corrado. Nice shot. Eric Dubé with the first 2 points of the second half. Nice shot over Matt Willett.
Eric's brother Jeremy, of course, starring at St. Michael's now, former Seton Catholic star.
Dubé steals it. Marr got it back, and a diving Ryan Carey knocked the ball out of bounds. Cougars will keep the ball. Marr into Davidson. Cougars started the second half with Karna and Davidson, Willett, Marr, and Sweenard. Willett with the shot, no good. Rebounded by Corrado. The Knights, nice pass. Nice pass underneath for Facto. Knights started the second half with Facto, Monette, Corrado, Carey, and number 11, Eric Dubé. Sweenard to Willett. He's got a man open. He gets him. Marr with the ball. Traveling called. (38-21), Seton by 17. 5:56 remaining in this third period. Facto to Carey. Manette underneath. And Ryan Carey called for a moving pick. That's his first. Seton going to a full court press. Marr to Willett. Cardan to Willett. He's got a man cutting through. Can't get him the ball. He takes the shot himself, and it's good. Matt Willett with his first 2 points of the second half, 6 for the game. Cuts Seton's lead to 15 points. Blocked by Willett. Sweenart comes away with the ball. Seton's lead now at 15 points. 38-23. Sweenart drives and shoots. In and out. And rebounded by Dubé. Out to Corrado. Long pass down for Manette. Manette shoots. No good. Rebounded by Carey, and a helpless Danny Davidson on the ground. Couldn't do anything about that. Carey smashed the ball off Davidson. And
good heads-up play. And nowhere to go. He said, well, there's a victim.
Corrado, 3-point attempt. Nothing but net. Corey Corrado with 3 3-pointers. So far in the game, he's got 9 points, all of them from 3-point territory. And the Knights now lead 41-23. Willett to Sweenart. To Marr. Pass to Sweenart, he shoots, no good. And rebounded by Carey. Outlet to Manette. Down for Facto. Pass broken up, and Cardan comes away with it. Down for Davidson. Nice pass for Willett. Willett shoots. 3 seconds called. And the Cougar fans don't like that call at all. Nate Castine into the game to replace Matt Willett. Manette to Facto. Nice pass underneath. And the shot is good. Ryan Carey now with 6 points, 2 in the second half. And the Knights have extended their lead to 20 points, 43-23. Sweenart, no good. Randy Sweenart can't buy a basket right now. He had three excellent shots. It just wouldn't fall for him. And Brian Facto called for his first personal foul. And Josh Schooley into the game to replace. Looks like Dustin Marr is going to go off. Davidson. Back to Castine. Nice pass to Cardan. He's got the shot from there, and it's good. Kevin Cardan with his first 2 points of the game. Knights by 18 now, 43-25. Broken up by Castine, but he can't control it. It's out of bounds off him. And the Knights will keep the ball.
Hey, if he pushes you one more time, push him right down.
Zedek into the game for the Knights. Shot. Rebounded by Cardan. Over to Davidson. He's got a man wide open underneath. He can't get him the ball. Over for Sweenart. Sweenart turns and shoots, and it's good. Now that was probably the most difficult shot out of his last 4, and that's the one that went in. Corrado, 3-point attempt, short. Rebounded by Sweenart. He needs some help. He's got Castine and gets him the ball. Cardan drives and shoots. No good. Rebound off the hands of Gooley, out of bounds. And the Knights will get the ball back. 43-27 is the score. Seton leads with 2:14 remaining in the third period. Brian Facto with the ball for the Knights. Over to Corrado. Carey. Back to Corrado. Underneath for Carey. He shoots, no good. Corrado gets the ball and shoots, no good. And he's fouled. Randy Sweenar called for his second personal foul. And he'll put Corey Corrado on the line to shoot 2.
Michael, you married into the Carey family. Is this Ryan Carey any relation?
No idea. There's so many around.
Have any of the Carey boys ever married a girl with a first name of Carey?
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
They try to avoid them. Huh? They meet a girl and she says her first name is Carey. They say, uh-oh.
Corrado misses the second. Rebounded by Sweenar. Cardan comes away with the ball to Castine. Back to Cardan. Nice give and go. And he's fouled.
That's the way basketball should be played.
Eric Dubé with his second personal foul. Cardan the line to shoot 2.
I've been told that the Cougar coach, Randy LeBombard, on this Groundhog Day is celebrating his birthday.
Cardan gets the roll. Kevin now with 3 second half points. And good on the second. 43-29 to score. Pass intercepted by Cardan. He tried to bang it off Facto. He missed him and threw it out of bounds. The Knights will get the ball. Nice hustle by Cardan to intercept that pass. Just couldn't control it. Inbound to Dubé. And Corrado is going to run his offense. Facto thought about that three-pointer. Nice pass underneath. Jump ball called. The Cougars tied up Eric Dubé underneath. He made a nice offensive rebound.
Cougars definitely have a size, a height disadvantage out there. Seton with a much taller team on the floor.
Corrado, nice pick. He picked Danny Davidson's pocket. And followed that up with an offensive foul, and he'll give the ball back to the Cougars, but that was an excellent steal.
Cardan hustled back and got position.
Davidson to Cardan. He's got Sweenar open. He bounces the ball to him nicely. And Sweenar good. Randy Sweenar now with 4 second half points, 12 for the game. 43-31. Cougars have cut that 20-point deficit down to 12. Dubé. Zedek tries to pass underneath.
Out of bounds?
And Dubé got the ball but ran out of bounds. And the Cougars will get it back. Cougars have a chance now to come within 10 points.
You know, and the size that the Cougars are giving away, this is a good comeback if you're a Northeastern fan. It's, you know, they've had to work hard to shut the Knights down.
Cardan off to Gooley. And Ryan Carey called for his second personal foul. Cougars will keep the ball.
Seton had a year or two where the team was weaker and looked like they're going to have another weak team this year in the varsity. But they've come back and they're just about, I think, a game away from 500 right now. And they've done well. And they're not a team you can take for granted.
Davidson good on his shot. Well-coached team, well-disciplined team. And you can see the same discipline on the JV squad. Facto, no good. Rebounded by Sweenar. Bounce pass outlet to Cardan. Cardan back to Sweenar. Over for Davidson. He's got the shot from there. No good. Rebounded by Cardan. He could have taken more time. But that's the way the third period will end. Cougars have cut the deficit. It was 13 points at halftime. It was as much as 20 points, and now it's down to 10. After 3, Seton leads 43-33. And we'll start the fourth and final period, unless we go into overtime, with Seton in possession. Monette. Cougars started the fourth period with blocked by Swinar, but he picks up his third personal foul. Cougars with Carnan, Davidson, Castine, Carey, and Swinar. And the Knights with Corrado, Facto, Monette, Carey, and Dubé. Dubé on the line to shoot 2. First off the back of the rim.
I think he'll get another shot here, but he missed.
Dubé now with 3 second half points, 8 for the game. The Cougars can score on this possession. They can cut the lead to 9, be down to single digits, and they do. Randy Swinar with a nice jump shot over the outstretched hands of Carey. Stolen by Castine, but Carey gets it back, or Dubé rather gets it back, over to Monette.
So twice Castine has made a great effort to keep a ball in bounds. I don't think it counted either time, though. I don't think it paid off either time, but still nice tries.
And Ryan Carey made a diving effort to steal that ball from Davidson. The Cougars are going to keep it. Inbound, again the Cougars. It's a second time on the inbound play. They threw it out over the player's head and were unable to come up with the ball. That's the kind of turnovers that'll give a coach gray hair.
If you're going to get it over the head, you got to lob it and not have quite so much on the ball.
Corrado with another three-point attempt. He misses. Castine rebounds. Over to Carey. Back to Castine. They gave him a lane. He's going to take it. He drives and shoots. The basket is good. And Brian Facto called for his second personal foul. Castine, nice drive. Just a split second, the Seton defense opened up down the lane, and he took advantage of it. And Facto was forced to foul him. No good. Rebounded eventually by Swinar. From nice hustle from
Carden kept that alive.
Swinar underneath a reverse layup. And it's now 44-39. Cougars trail by 5 in a game where the Knights led by as many as 20 points. They now only lead by 5, 44-39. 6:41 remaining in this fourth period. And again, they throw it out of bounds. Again, they throw it out of bounds, and the Knights will get it back.
That last play, Mike, Carden kept that ball alive, and Swinar made an outstanding shot. After a cold streak, Randy Swinar has caught fire here for the Cougars.
Bounce passed underneath for Castine. He's knocked down. The Knights come away with the ball. And Facto with the easy layup. Facto now with 4 second half points, 12 for the game. Cardan loses the ball. Corrado comes away with it. Up for Monette. Back to Facto. And Monette's going to set up his offense. Foul called on Nate Castine, that'll be his first.
I'm not sure there's a foul on that. I think he got the ball. I'm almost positive there was a foul at the other end earlier, though, and that is a 4-point turnaround because instead of going to the line, Seton got the fast break. Cougars came back down. They were disorganized after Seton scored, and Seton was able to make another steal. So that lack of call at the other end is going to be, I think, at least a 4-point difference in this ball game, and 4 points could be a big factor.
A very big factor. When the Cougars fight from 20 points down to 5 points down, now they find themselves looking at 9 points down, or rather 7 points, and Seton with the ball.
And a foul shot.
Or rather on the line to shoot 2 foul shots. They could find themselves 9 points down, and that's a heartbreaker for somebody that fights that hard. They had a chance down 5 with the ball. They threw it away. They had a chance to cut within 3 points, and that's one heck of a comeback. No matter how this game turns out, that's one heck of a comeback.
Matt Morelli in? Is he just coming in, or was he there before?
No, he's just come in after that timeout, and he replaced Carey. And Eric Dubé will shoot 2. And no good on the first. Second one no good, rebounded by Castine. Pass for Sweenar. Sweenar stolen by Monette from behind. Nobody told him he was there.
Got a top.
Lack of communication, but Castine gets it back to Davidson. Davidson needs to control the ball. To Carnan, to Sweenar. Sweenar drives and shoots, and it's good. Randy Sweenar now with 10 second-half points, 18 for the game, and Facto's going to erase Sweenar's basket. Castine passed over for Carnan. A nice steal by Monette. And Matt Monette now with his first 2 points of the second half, 13 for the game. Davidson has Carnan open. He hits him. Carnan with a 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Castine. He had a chance to go right back up with it, but he couldn't.
Put it to the floor.
And Dubé now with the ball. Corrado drives, passes off at the last second. And Dubé has 3 attempts. He keeps getting his own rebound. Cougars couldn't get position to box him out. And he'll go to the line.
From this angle, that last time down looked like Castine could have put it back up without putting it to the floor. And when he put it to the floor, he said earlier, like with Matt Willett, putting it to the floor is a bad habit.
And Nate Castine comes away with his second personal foul.
And Dubé kept getting he was the only green shirt under there with I think all 5 Cougars were surrounding him. He kept getting the rebounds.
Dubé good on both. Davidson gets the inbound. To Carnan. Castine inside for Sweenar. Sweenar turns and shoots, and it's good.
He's been unconscious.
After those 4 shots that just wouldn't fall for him, I don't think he's missed yet. He's hit about 4 in a row.
Reminds me of a young Mike Fay, huh?
I wouldn't go that far. Cougars will come away with that ball. Seton by 9, 52-43 with 3:43 remaining in this 4th period. Morelli Over for Sweenar. Sweenar with the hot hand. They're going to give him the ball, and he does it again. Randy Sweenar, 13 points second half, 21 for the game. And the Knights by 7, 52-45. Plenty of time left. But the Cougars must play good defense from this point on. They can't give away anything or turn the ball over needlessly.
5 seconds.
5 seconds called. Good defense on the Cougars. And they'll get the ball back. They'll be able to pull if they can score. They can pull to within 5 points. Cardan has cast iron open, gets him the ball. For Morelli. Nice pass underneath for Cardan. Excellent pass. Kevin Cardan now with 6 second half points. Cougars closed to within 5.
I like to see baskets that come off a pass, Mike. I think that's what basketball is all about, not one-on-one stuff. When it comes off a pass, it's all that more meaningful.
Cardan gets the rebound.
Almost time for Seton to take a timeout, I think. They've had a
Davidson with a
few empty
three-point
trips
attempt.
down there.
No good. Rebounded by Carey. He gives it off to Monette. And you think back to those 3 throwaways, the Cougars just threw the ball away doing inbound plays.
On the close ones, you think back to a lot of things. And
Sweenar with a nice rebound off the Cardan to Davidson. He's got Morelli all alone, but he couldn't see him. Sweenar. And he's fouled by number 31, Jason Keeble.
you and I were talking off camera between the third and fourth quarters, Mike, and we kind of both agreed that losing to the Seton team by 10 points wouldn't be a bad showing for Northeastern, but they're hanging in there, down by 5 with 2:05 left.
And the official scorer put number 5, his 4th foul, and that would be Corey Carrata, and I don't have him down for 4. Sweenar, good on his second attempt, 14 points in the second half. Shot is off, tipped by Morelli out of bounds, and the Knights will keep the ball. Dustin Marr into the game to replace Matt Morelli.
Well, he did a nice job while he was in there.
Carrata to inbound, long inbound, taken by Keeble. He shoots and it's good. Jason Keeble with his first 2 points of the game. Seton lead back to 6, 54-48, 1:40 remaining. Sweenar, no place to go. He gives it off to Davidson. Down to Castine, has a man underneath. Sweenar gets the ball for deflection. He turns and shoots.
Count it.
Basket is good.
We'll see. We're going to count it? I have to. No.
Oh, he's saying before the shot.
Before the shot. One and one. 6-point ball game with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go.
Ryan Carey with his 3rd personal foul. And timeout, I believe, was called by Northeastern.
Mike, as you know, the Cougars are coming off their first victory of the year. Their last game they played, and I'd say they've put in back-to-back good performances here. They've looked the best that they've seen all year, in my opinion, in the last couple of games.
Playing very well as a team. A lot of nice passing. No good on his shot.
Oh.
Rebounded by Carey, outlet to Monette. Carrata drives and shoots, and it's good. Corey Carrata now with 5 second half points. Sweenar drives and shoots, and he is having one heck of a second half. 16 second half points.
What they should do is guard him at the foul line, because he seems to shoot better in traffic.
Ryan Facto with 8 second half points. Seton lead back to 8 points with 52 seconds remaining. And according to the official scorer, Carrata now has 5. I had him with 3. So somewhere along the line, I missed 2 fouls, but we'll go with the official scorer. Corey Carrata out of the game with 5 personal fouls.
We know Natalie didn't make a mistake, so.
And he'll finish with 10 points. Danny Davidson on the line. No good. Rebounded, strong rebound by Jason Keeble, outlet de facto. And he's fouled by Kevin Carnan.
And Seton, I think, looking for an intentional, but not quite, but close. Close to being called an intentional on that one. Cougars a little bit better at the foul line, would be right in the thick of things right now. They've missed 2 one-on-ones and found another foul shot besides that in the last minute or so. So that's 5 points that they could have had, and that's the difference between a 58-55 ball game and a 58-50 ball game.
And Manette will inbound for the Knights. 47 seconds remaining. Seton by 8, 58-50. Marr called for the reach. Dustin Marr with his second personal foul. And they'll put Seton on the line to shoot a 1-on-1. This is a big bucket for the Knights. If Facto can sink it, they've just about decided the game. If he misses and the Cougars can rebound, a 3-pointer will put him back into the game.
2 points here, the game will be over, but Cougars still have an outside shot if he misses.
Violation on the shooter, and the Cougars will get the ball. Inbound to Carnan. They don't have any time to waste. Down to Castine. To Marr. He drives and shoots. No good. Rebounded by Sweenar. He turns and shoots. Partially blocked. And the Knights come away with the ball. Knocked out of bounds by Carnan with 33 seconds remaining. The Knights will have the ball. Into Manette. No Cougars in the area. There's not going to be a foul. And he's fouled. Travis Zedek is fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a 1-on-1. Nate Castine comes away with his 3rd personal foul.
Seton giving the Cougars the chances, helping Northeastern at the foul line.
Davidson comes down. He has Castine wide open. Decided to take it himself, and he makes it. Stolen. Cardan is blocked from behind. Facto comes away with it, and with 13 seconds, that's going to be all she wrote. Ryan Carey. 4 seconds remaining. Davidson shoots at the buzzer, and it's no good, and that's the way the game will end. Seton by 8, 60-52.
There'll be bits and pieces of this game that the Northeastern will look at and say, what if? But all in all, I think they have to be satisfied with an 8-point loss to what I consider to be a very good Seton Catholic team. I'm not quite sure what their one-loss record is, but the Seton team is a solid team. They've got a good inside and outside game, and as you've said many times, they're very well coached. So an 8-point loss to a solid team like that is certainly nothing to get too upset about.
And for a recap, in the first period, the Seton Knights outscored the Cougars 21-13, outscored the Cougars again 13-8 in the second for a 34-21 halftime lead. Cougars coming back outscored the Knights 12-9 and closed the gap to 10 at 43-33. But during that third period, the Knights scored first, and they had a 20-point lead at one point. and Cougars erased that, knocked it down to 10 points, and were down as close as 5 points in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Knights 19-17. But it was just a little too late, and the Knights won by 8 points, 60-52. For the Knights, Corey Corrado with 3 3-pointers ended the game with 10 points. He ended the game with 11 points. Eric Dubé with 10, 5 in each the first and second half. Ryan Carey with 8 points, 4 in the first and 4 in the second. Brian Facta led all Knight scorers with 16 points, 8 in the first and 8 in the second. Matt Monette had a hot first half, but cooled down a little in the second, scoring only 2 points for a total of 13 points. Jason Keeble had 2 points. For the Cougars, Danny Davidson with 11 points, 4 in the second half. Kevin Carney with 6, all in the second half. Ross Lucy with 2. Matt Willett with 6 points. Randy Sweenar led all scorers, 16 points in the second half. He was just tremendous. He had a tremendous second half. He finishes with 24 points, and Nate Castine with 2. All in all, as you said, it's a tough loss for the Cougars, but they can be proud even in the loss because they fought back from 20 points down, losing by 8, but they were as close as 5 points, and with that one possession that they threw away, could have come to within 3 points. So a great moral victory, I guess you'd say, for the Cougars to come back against that kind of deficit. But that's the way it was in JV action. The second day of February 1994, Northeastern Clinton Central School in beautiful downtown Champlain.